Well, it's me and thee at the moment, as far as I can see.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
which is fine. You mentioned in your email about the affiliate program.
Yeah, I
You wanted
really didn't
to
get,
know
yes.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
do you just want to run through some questions and I'll answer them as best I can?
Okay. All I remember is John talking about sort of for branding and presenting a unified front to the world
Mm-hmm.
of all those
Mm-hmm.
Fortune content creators, and that you're the first one, and that there's a video that I sort of skimmed through of you and him talking, and it seemed like you were being grilled or something. Or and I was like, oh, I don't want. Anyway, so those were my questions. Like, really, what is the purpose? What kind of branding, and like what kind of commitment to being a Swedenborg Foundation,
Mm.
whatever
Mm.
extension.
Mm.
Okay, well, we'll start.
Okay. Yeah. So look, I mean, the first thing to say is it's early days yet. We've had 2 meetings. We've got another one due next Friday. No mention has been made of branding as yet.
Oh, right.
So what's happened is that Swedenborg Foundation and Off the Left Eye have developed a list of best practices, or what they call SOPs, standard operating procedures, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And we've started working our way through those. So, I mean, the first one has been to do with the use of AI. So that's where our first meeting and the second one actually have both sort of dealt with that. Chris Dunn gave me quite a comprehensive list of instructions as to how to set up an AI assistant. And I mean, for me, it's been a game changer, absolute game changer. And really, that's all we've covered at the moment is that AI. Now, what's happening on Friday next week is that Howard is joining us as well, Howard Thompson. And he's asked that we cover off use of AI for responding to comments. So that's probably what we're going to do next time. Now, and I don't know what the other sort of best practices are, the other SOPs that they're talking about. They haven't sort of given me a complete list. We're just going through them one at a time. So branding has certainly not been on the agenda yet. And we're just at the moment, what's going on, following on from the last meeting, we looked at producing thumbnails and producing titles using the AI that we've set up. And so I've gone away. We've looked at, we've done some analysis of various thumbnails, and we've done some analysis of titles. We've looked at the concept of negative keywords. I'm not sure whether you're familiar with that. So the example, and it was really based on what actually happened. So I've been doing a series on the Psalms, okay, on the Messianic Psalms, and the last one that I did last month was Psalm 68, and it talks about the God of war. A very warlike warrior God, and all that kind of stuff that goes on. So the title that I originally came up with had the words God of War in it. I think it was deconstructing the God of War, something like that. But what we did was, when we did a search on that, those 3 words, God of War, most of the videos that come up are actually about a video game called God of War, right? So this is what Chris termed a negative keyword, where you put something into the title that people are searching for, but they're not looking for theological content. They're not looking for to look at the Bible or anything like that. They're looking for this video game. So the end result of that, of course, is people type it in, and then they see something theological come up in the video list, they will skip over it. And so that means that YouTube is then busy pushing this video out to people, and they are not watching it because it's not the content they want. So then YouTube comes to the conclusion, people don't want to watch this video, so they stop pushing it. So this is the negative keyword concept. And that's part of what I learned about last time. Yeah, so we've not talked about things like having a consistent brand or a consistent sort of look and feel to all of the channels. Personally, I'm not sure that that's really where we want to go. Personally, I think we each have our own market, and we'll probably each be developing our own brand, aimed at the group of people we're looking to speak to. But as I say, we've not got there yet. We've had 2 sessions and we've looked at the AI. So yeah, that's that side of things.
Good. Yeah. I think I'm with you on the branding, and it might just be I want to be independent, and like you said, specific markets or bits of the market. But yeah, I remember. Well, the only thing I remember John saying in the past was maybe we should always, if you're putting out quotes, a white background with a specific logo, maybe, or certain kind of font or whatever, so that people associate when Swedenborg looks like this on the internet. And I remember him saying that. I'm thinking about our excerpted inspirations that we have, that we put out, don't look anything like that, and wouldn't really, and it just wouldn't work. But we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, look, certainly I think within a channel, I can see the value of having consistent branding within the channel. So people get used to your look and feel when they come across you. And I can also see the value of having a font that's readable, easily readable, and that's where I'm looking for a bit of expertise and a bit of help, because, for me, it's a bit of a game, and I'm kind of experimenting with where I'm going, and I don't really know what I'm doing as far as, font design and all this kind of stuff. I just, that looks good to me, so I'll do it. So, that's where I'm going to benefit from their expertise in terms of the design. But I would expect that I'd be coming up with a branding that will suit me and my target audience. That's what, at this point, I would expect.
Next question was about, is it by invitation, or is it by like, hey, John, I want to be an affiliate? Like, how does that work?
It's been invitation.
Okay.
So John has had a look at all of the channels that are offering at the moment, on offer. And he's looked at Deborah's Tree, he's looked at Howard, he's looked at me, he's looked at Spiritual Sunshine, and got umpteen other channels he's had a look at. And they've come up with their invitations as, who they're inviting in. At this point, it's worth saying that it's very experimental. So again, going back to our last meeting, and what we were doing was looking at using AI to write a title, using it to create a thumbnail, and we're looking at what effect that has on the performance of the video. Okay, so what we've done with our channel is to kind of establish a baseline. What's the baseline performance of a video? So I've looked at mine. Actually, I'll show you, because it's worth having a peek. So in the wake of the last meeting, this is what I did. I went back and I had a look at the videos The newest one's at the top, the oldest one's at the bottom. So the videos from the beginning of June through to the middle of August. Okay, so 2.5 months worth of videos. And I've looked at the way that they've performed. So the VidIQ score, VidIQ is a little plugin that I have on my channel, and it's a paid service, but they also have like a free account. Okay, so one of the things they do is they have an AI engine which assesses your title. Okay, and it gives you a score out of 100. So the higher the score, the better it thinks the title is. So for example, this title, it gave a score of 97%, which is pretty darn good.
All right.
As opposed,
and that you came up with yourself, right? That title?
did I come up with that myself?
Yeah.
Possibly. Or I know actually probably what happened is one of the things that vidIQ does is it will give you a score out of 100, but it will also suggest titles to you. So
Oh, right.
this is probably a title that vidIQ came up with.
All right.
And basically, so it assesses your title, and then because I got the free account, once a day it will give you a list of 5 other potential titles with scores against them. So I think probably that's one that vidIQ generated. Okay.
All right. Yep.
So that's a vidIQ score. CTR is click-through rate. Are you familiar with that?
I've seen it on YouTube or some kind of analysis,
Yeah,
so I've come to my
yeah,
understanding, my version
yeah.
of what it means. But
So a
I'm thinking,
click-through rate is
go ahead.
basically the number of times people click on a title compared to the number of times it's been shown to somebody.
Oh, right.
Okay, so it's done in percentages. So if we take this first one, The Loving Judge, it got a 2.8% click-through rate, which means in 1,000 times it's put it up in front of someone, it's been clicked 28 times. Okay, or 2.8 times per 100. Okay, that's the click-through rate. So that's a measure of the performance of a video. So obviously you want a higher number. Okay, so
Yep.
that one scored pretty well. 8.9 is pretty darn good. 6.4 is not too bad either. My average is 3.5.
And is
Okay.
that like industry standard, do you think? Or, I mean, is 3 like, yeah, like in
Well,
marketing, they
yeah,
say 2%, if 1% of people open your flyer that you send out, that's great. 2% is amazing. Like
yeah.
that is 3 like that,
Yeah,
or,
so the theory is the higher the score, the
Yep.
more YouTube is going to want to push your video, okay? Because if basically YouTube are aiming to keep people on the platform and watching. So if they can present you with videos you want to watch, then that's all good. They can keep you on the platform. So they're going to push videos that are getting more responses. Okay, so you want that number to be higher. As I
Yeah.
say, that's my average is 3.5 based on the last 2.5 months performance. Okay. And then I've also listed the number of views each video gets. Now, this is where I find this interesting in that if you compare the number of views with the click-through rate, they don't always tally. So, I mean, this one, Why Are There 12 Gates in the Heavenly City got 451 views as at the 23rd of August, but the click-through
Yeah.
rate's only 3.2. Whereas if I look at my 8.9, the number of views is actually 84.
Is that dependent on how much they've pushed the video? Like,
Yes, that's right. That's
now they
right.
didn't push a lot, so you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't
This
push, so you
one,
didn't get a lot of views, but the
yeah,
people that did click through, yeah.
yeah. So the interesting thing about it is that
Mm.
if So if YouTube finds a video that a lot of people are watching or is appealing to people, they'll actually start pushing it out to a wider audience. Okay. So they'll use it to experiment to see, oh, okay, this group of people have liked it. Will other people like it? And so because of that, then the click-through rate drops because YouTube's trying something out. Okay. If the click-through rate were to stay the same, stay high, then it would push it out further and further. It's going to keep, and this is where you're going to get more people watching stuff. So yeah, it's, I mean, if we look at that one, so deconstructing the Trinity, let's go have a peek. I'll go, here's my YouTube. So let's go look at deconstructing the Trinity. Here it is. This is the video. And if I look at the analytics, okay, so it sort of that initial couple of days, 2 days, it got 515 views. Now, if we look at the reach, 15,000. So it's pushed it out to 15,000 people, right?
Yeah.
The click-through rate is 3.1%. Oh, look at that. So it goes all over the place.
Yes.
It's, yeah. Click-through rates are really interesting kind of thing. It's just bizarre.
Well, I'm guessing that those spikes would be, if I'm understanding what you're saying, they pushed it out to the teachers or something, and the teachers click through, but then the flat ones that they send it out to the engineers. I don't know, or they send it out however they break up the communities. Like whoever they pushed it out to, that was a successful experiment. But
yeah,
when
so
it's flat, like that group doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, and look, what they're doing is it's based on a person's viewing history. Okay, so the algorithm is trying to make a prediction of what you're going to like based on what you've watched before. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So this is where it's sort of coming from. So look, I'm trying to get a higher than a 3.1 click-through rate.
Yeah.
Actually, let's have a look at the latest one, because the latest one, so this is what's just gone out. It's got 76 views, which is not huge. 15 comments though, so there's a few people have been commenting.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's have a look at the analytics here. So you can see my typical is the gray area, so it's sitting right in the middle of my typical actually. Reach, let's have a look. So it's gone out to 1,600 people. It's got a 3.3 click-through rate. But I mean, notice that. So it's got to 5.2% here, and it's saying it's a 20% click-through rate here as of, I'm going to refresh that actually, because that's old data. Sorry. Let's see what it looks like now. 3.2. I see how that's changed. So right now, the click-through rate there is 6.7%. Okay, 1,600 impressions it's been sent out to, and it's been watched 73 times. So that's a good click-through rate, but you can see that this one, the 3.2, doesn't match that.
Yes.
I think the 3.2 is an average
of all of those. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I think is going on there. So yeah. So look, our experiment was to see whether, by using AI to generate our titles and our thumbnails, whether we can push that performance of that video up. Now, what I would say is these are the two videos. This one, How Swedenborg Saved Me from the Pain of Deconstruction. That was the first one that I did, that AI generated the title and the thumbnail.
Oh, right.
Oh, well, with this, yeah. with the analysis that we've done. These other ones are also AI too, but we've done particular analysis here. So this one and that one, I got 201 views on that one, which is higher than my, that scored pretty well compared to my previous 2.5 months. And this one's just kind of middle of the road. It hasn't really achieved anything particularly spectacular, but it's not been particularly bad either, So we're looking for what's going to make the difference. So, my channel's involvement in this at this point in time is basically we're experimenting to see if we can come up with a formula that says, that we're on a winner in terms of being able to increase video views.
A formula
well, a formula for in terms of the way we analyze the questions we ask AI, the way we analyze the competitions, titles and thumbnails, and the current trends and those sorts of things. So one of the things we did, I'm going to share this tab instead. We're into my AI engine now, and I think.
Can I just interrupt? Is this just an AI engine in VidIQ, or do you have one that follows you where? I don't know.
Okay. So this is Gemini. This is mine.
Right.
I use Gemini because I have a subscription with Google Workspace. And so I have programmed this one. You see down here, Ellen the Exvangelical. She's my programmed AI assistant.
Oh, okay.
And I've followed Chris Dunn's instructions to create her. Now, what we did, let's just go here and find Psalm 68. Yeah. So here she is. This is the thumbnail that she created for the video.
Okay.
Now, if I go up here and if I scroll quite a long way up, we're going to pass quite a lot of stuff. I think it's here. Yes, here it is. So look, what I've done is I've taken screenshots from YouTube of various titles and thumbnails. Okay. I've dropped them in and I've asked her to analyze them.
Are these your thumbnails and titles?
No, they're not mine.
Yes.
They are, let's see if we can show them. These are, I've done a search. So what I've done here is a search on the term religious trauma. Okay. You can see religious trauma is appearing everywhere. So I've done that search and I've basically taken a screenshot of all of the videos that appear in that search.
Right.
Dropped them into Ellen, my AI, and asked her to analyze them and see, is there a formula behind them? Is there something that's particularly appealing to people? And trying to learn from the patterns of other YouTube creators. And then using that information to get the AI to produce a title which works, which appeals. Now, in this case, I would say there's been no change so far. She's ended up with a middle of the road title. And it hasn't been a standout performer at all. So, we're just asking what sort of questions we need to ask, I suppose, to be able to come up with some sort of a formula that we think, okay, this is going to work, or this is an approach that is going to work. Okay.
Have you asked her to tell you what to ask? What?
Yeah. Yes.
I my Zazzle, because I just use Chat GPT for my graphic design work that I don't do very much of anymore, but I still do. And so I was asking the chat GPT, what kind of keywords should I use for a design that I was doing, whatever it was. I would think wanted to use fern leaves or something in a design. And they gave me some rather unsatisfactory answers. And so I said, what prompts do you need so that you can give me this information that I can use in this specific way? And then it just gave me like 5 really good questions, to ask it. So I asked it, and then I got much better results. So, and the other interesting thing, I remember I also asked it something to do with a video, like what kind of tags or something, I don't know. Sorry, a Deborah's Tree video or something. We were promoting a Deborah's Tree retreat or something, and it gave me an answer. And then it said, and you could use this as well in your Zazzle business or something. Like, it knows me and it knows that I can, you know what I mean, cross-pollinate. It was okay. Anyway, but it wasn't anywhere on the level that you're dealing with, but I stumbled into this technique of asking it to tell me what to ask so I could get what I wanted.
Well, I mean, it would be interesting to try, wouldn't it? And I could do it. Like, we could do it now and see what happens. So, I mean, look, one of the things, so this is a service that's been and gone. I've done it. I've used it. I used Ellen to develop it. I also dropped the transcript in and said, how did I do? What did you think of this? And got her to react to it. And then I got her to do, suggest me a title, suggest me a YouTube description and tags and all this sort of stuff. Got her to create the thumbnail, those sorts of things. I then came up with, it was with the previous one. I actually came up with a change to the title, and I said, what do you think about this as a change? He said, oh yeah, that's great. And, so it's a bit of banter and back and forth. But we could try this here now. So what are you saying? What sort of questions do you need to ask me?
I think I said, what kind of prompts do you need in order to tell me specifically blah, 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 blah?
What kind of prompts do you need in order to tell me what do you think?
Well, is there an area where you're not happy with what she's suggesting? Well, like for that last video, the one that was just sort of middle of the road, she gave you titles with terms that are searched or something.
Okay, so let's just give it a bit of a preview here. So this video is not performing as well as I might hope. What kind of prompts do you need in order to tell me, what do you reckon, analyze the problem? Yeah? Problem with it. All right, see what she comes up with. I think that's a really good idea, actually. I think that's fabulous. I'm intrigued to see what she comes up with.
She's still thinking?
Still thinking. All right, she's got an answer now. Okay, I can help with that. To properly analyze the video's performance and diagnose the problem, I'll need specific data from your YouTube analytics. Please provide me with the following information for the video in question. Click-through rate, most important metric for the title and thumbnail. I need the percentage of viewers who clicked on the video after seeing its thumbnail. Yeah. A low CTR below your channel's 2 to 3% baseline would indicate that the title and thumbnail are not effectively capturing the audience attention. Okay, audience retention. I need the percentage of the video that the average viewer watched. Okay, so a high CTR with a low audience retention suggests the title and thumbnail successfully attracted a click, but the content itself failed to hold the viewer's attention. A drop-off in the first 30 seconds is a common problem, yes. Traffic sources. I need to know how viewers found the video. For example, YouTube search. Why I need this? This helps confirm if our title is successfully reaching the deconstruction audience. If the traffic is coming from a non-target source, for example, a gaming search, it confirms our initial fear of negative keywords, so we've talked about already. Top search terms. If the video is getting traffic from YouTube search, what are the exact search terms people are using? Why I need it. This is the most direct way to see if we're hitting our target audience and if the keywords in our title are working as intended. The video, please provide a screenshot or image of the video's thumbnail. Why I need it. A thumbnail is a crucial part of the click decision. I need to analyze its imagery, text, and overall design to see if it's compelling and clear to the target audience. Well, I have this information. I can run for the full analysis. Okay, so let's give it to her.
Yeah.
Now,
can I just back up? Would that be information that you would normally think to give her, or has it been helpful that you asked?
We've talked a bit about a lot of this. There's some here that we haven't talked about particularly. So the traffic sources is one. So let's just start by adding the thumbnail. Is that the one? That's the one.
While you're doing that, I'm going to top up my tea.
Go for your life.
I'll be right back.
Talk to you soon. YouTube search terms. Not enough traffic to show.
Oh, that's a shame, because that would be really good to know, wouldn't it?
It would, and I don't think I've ever had a video. Well, probably some of my better performing ones I probably could. It'd be interesting to have a look at, but I've never paid any attention to it. So, right, not enough data for search terms. Traffic sources. Sources. Let's have a peek at that. Oh, you're not seeing anything at all, are you, at the moment? Because I'm not sharing it. That's clever.
Well, I walked away, so you know.
Oh well, I forgot that I was supposed to be sharing stuff. Anyway, there it is. So you can see my AI now. So traffic sources. How viewers find this video. Browse features 74%. Where am I? I'm looking for, right, traffic sources, browse, features 74%. Right, what's next? Top search, the video's thumbnail, she's got it. So I think I've included everything.
And that was the thumbnail that she came up with?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes. So let's see what she says.
Just a second.
This is a cool experiment to do. Not having done this before. So this is excellent news, David. The numbers you've provided tell a powerful and overwhelming positive story. Here's my analysis. Okay, so title and thumbnail are a huge success. A CTR of 3.2% is above your channel's typical 2.2 to 3% range, which is a clear win. This means the combination of your new title, Religious Trauma, How a New View of Spiritual Warfare Can Heal You, and the thumbnail is a highly effective hook. It's successfully capturing the attention of your target audience is compelling enough for them to click. Content is resonating deeply. An average view percentage of 25.7% is a very solid number for a long-form video. This indicates that once viewers click, they are genuinely engaged with the content. The talk you gave on reframing temptation is resonating and holding their attention as a critical signal to the YouTube algorithm that your video is high quality. The algorithm is working for you. This is the most crucial takeaway. The fact that 70% of your traffic is coming from browse features means that your video success is not dependent on search terms alone. Browse features refer to viewers seeing your video on their homepage, in their subscription feed, or in their watch history. This is a sign that YouTube's recommendation algorithm has identified your video as high quality and satisfying to viewers and is actively promoting it to a wider audience that it believes will be interested. The algorithm is essentially saying people who watch this video like it and stay engaged, so we're going to show it to more people with similar interests. The experiment is a resounding success. We've learned that the most powerful titles for this audience are not necessarily the most search optimized ones, but those that are emotionally resonant and intriguing enough to catch the algorithm's attention.
Wow.
The
That
new
in
title,
itself,
sorry?
just that, I'm sorry, oh, sorry to interrupt. No, but just that in itself is amazing to me, because I would have just thought the more search terms you cram in your title, the more successful it'll be. Whereas they're saying, no, it's the emotionally resonant and intriguing.
So it's saying it's not relying on search terms.
Yes.
So we've got the algorithm working for us. That's what it's saying. So
Okay.
there may well be found on search terms. So if I go to that, I'll just show you this. So browse features 74%, suggested videos 6.8%, notifications 6.8%. I know notifications because I get them every so often and I usually ignore them.
Yes.
Channel pages, YouTube search. So 2.7% are YouTube search.
Oh, right. Meaning somebody put a search term in, like, I want to search religious trauma or whatever, like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But most of the viewers are coming from browse features. It's coming from the algorithm pushing it in front of someone.
And they're like, oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's what it's saying. So the new title successfully met the audience where they are, religious trauma, and the content delivers on its promise, leading to a video that YouTube is now actively recommending. You found a winning formula for this video, and it's a great blueprint for future content. So, so the things that were asked for was the click-through rate. Let's go back here. Click-through rate, audience retention, traffic sources, top search terms, which we couldn't see, and the video's thumbnail. Now, it would be interesting to do that on different video, actually, as well, potentially. I don't know that we necessarily have the time to do that. Did you have other questions you wanted to ask, I think, before I the directions?
No, I think I had 4 questions about the affiliate program, but I think that you covered them. Is my brain working yet?
How much of a commitment, you said, sign up versus get invited? What sort of support and how advanced of a social media influencer do I have to be? So sign up versus getting invited, we've answered. It's getting invited. And look, so this is also where I think me recording these meetings and putting them on the social media network is the best way for other people to get involved and benefit from them. I think, you know, my success is your success is my success. That's the way we need to look at this. And so, and it also, John and Curtis and Chris and Matt are putting this effort into our channel. But if we get the same information out to more creators and get more creators actually using it, I mean, I don't care if it's not me that's successful. If we get someone else who can be successful off the back of what we're doing, I think that's fabulous. That's what we need to be doing. So we get it out to as many people as possible and get people on board with trying some of these things out. So how much of a commitment? We haven't answered. It's been a once a month meeting. We've had 2 so far. And then I will be in touch with John and Chris in particular by email following a meeting. So I'm sharing information as I'm learning it, as stuff is coming up. And they'll throw back suggestions to me as well. So it's there's that constant email. Well, a regular email contact. It's not constant. It's not every day, you know. How advanced of a social media influencer do I have to be? Well, I don't know. I can answer that. I know that John, in one of the previous Hangouts, John sort of showed us like his scoring regime of how he did it. You know, they're looking for something very particular. They're looking for someone who's got a very clear target audience. I know that. Right.
Yeah.
So you with Deborah's Tree, I mean, who's your target audience?
Well, it's changing. So like that. Because originally I was really targeting Swedenborgian new church communities to say, hey, listen, this is what women can bring. And that was really all that I wanted to do. But now, especially through this network, but, you know, realizing that there's a wider audience, first of all, people that might be interested in reading or pursuing or knowing more about Swedenborg, and also the community of people that are lifting up women's voices in spiritual and faith-based communities. Anyway, like there's sort of like two other broader groups. So that to me is overwhelming when I think of all that. But I've already learned, one thing that, you know, has helped me already is like to focus more on YouTube rather than Facebook.
Okay.
And also Book of Revelation, that as you and I talked about earlier this year. But so I've done maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. I'm chapter 3 or chapter 4 or something in Revelation now. I'm just doing 1 video per chapter, so it won't take that long. But and I'm getting a lot of views, mostly. And I'm not using an AI assistant. I'm just, you know, picking it's sort of a logo praxis approach, like the part of the chapter that speaks to me, and then I'll talk about that. So those are things that I've learned, and how I've sort of branched out to more than just the Swedenborgian community as is.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd encourage you to do that, I think. So if you're talking about Swedenborgian women, that's obviously a very small, very, very niche group. Okay. And of course you can speak to that. I mean, that's, you know, that's your life experience and that's where you were at and that sort of thing. But yes, if you can broaden your target, your target to, as you say, women who are dealing with faith, who are wanting to speak about faith, share about faith, then you've got a much bigger potential audience there. And it will likely be more attractive to what Off the Left Eye and Swedenborg Foundation are trying to do, because they're not trying to just talk to a Swedenborgian audience. They're wanting to introduce Swedenborg to a much wider audience. I would say, look, I mean, I'm focused on the deconstructing and the Exvangelical movement. That's my own target. And there's a big concern in there for, you know, for women within the church. I mean, there's a number of women creators, but even the guys, you know, who've been deconstructing pastors, deconstructing Exvangelical pastors, you know, that's front and center of, you know, it's one of those issues that comes up for all of them is you know, women within the church and the women in leadership within the church, and also LGBTQI. All of those issues that are there too, very much in the forefront of people's minds. So yeah, you know, speak to those issues, and I think if you can if you can speak about your faith and your theology to those people, you'll find an audience.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. The algorithm will help you find those people. Yeah.
Though pretty much we're perceived as that women are our audience. But what I want is everyone to benefit from what women are bringing up. Just because historically we tend to hear the topics that men are interested in, because men have been the leaders, like warfare and things like that. Like most women, I don't know. A lot of women I know are not really excited about the spiritual warfare concept, more healing or guiding or imminent experience or whatever. And I would like to bring that to everyone. Like, it doesn't have to be about fighting evil spirits. It could be about healing your woundedness, you know, like that. And maybe you're right that it needs to start with appealing to women so that they get watched. I mean, I'm not thinking about necessarily I'm speaking to women. I'm thinking I'm speaking to everybody, but right. I don't know which, you know, that sort of seems like two different strategies that I can follow. One would be specifically, hey girls, let's all deal, you know, we're all dealing with this, or everybody, here's something that women can say. I guess
I'd start with the women. Quite frankly, I'd start with the women. So what you've picked out there, the fact, okay, guys are going to talk in warfare terms. And you know, the Bible's full of warfare, right? So that's kind of dead easy. But the idea that women are more interested in the healing, as an example, right? So let's go have a look at something. I'm going to do a wee bit of a search. Right, so back into my analytics, and I'm going to go, let's just go my general analytics rather than the video analytics. So this is one of the things that I've been introduced to is trends. So you go to your channel analytics and click on trends. Now, and you can do a search. So we can search for, now what did you say in terms of healing? You said something quite specific. Healing our wounds, was that what you said?
Our wounds, healing our, but really spiritual, but healing our wounds.
Okay, healing our spiritual wounds. Okay. So top search topics: healing prayers for the sick, healing old emotional wounds, meditation, spiritual prayers for healing. So you can look up that. This is where Chris encouraged me to look at this one. This is what people are watching. Okay, so these are the kinds of things that people are looking at. Now, what Chris suggested was we look for stuff that is less than 6 months old.
Okay.
And something, so he said less than 6 months old and more than 20,000 views. All right. So this one qualifies, right? 4 months old, 370,000 views. All right.
Wow.
These ones are too old. Too old. There's one, 70,000 views. All right. So there's that. What else have we got here? 2 months ago, basically 50,000 views. Yeah. And so we look at those and we think, okay, well, there's something there that people are looking for, right? And then that to drill down and look at, well, what is it about the title and the thumbnail that is attracting people's attention?
Then I guess that specific question of what's attracting people's attention, AI can't really tell you that. You have to look at it and say, well, it was a mother holding a baby. Oh, right, that's very appealing.
So this is what we do. This is what I've done. So I've done that search. All right. Oh, so another thing Chris said is, it says here all, so it's showing me videos and shorts. Let's just go with videos, not shorts. Okay. And so what I've now done, the next thing I do, I've just reduced it a little bit so I get more on the page. I will go through and take a screenshot of these search results. Right. So I take that and I'd take that one and I'd take that. And basically I'd get all of those videos in a screenshot. dump them in my AI and say, I'm looking for videos that are less than 6 months old, that have more than 20,000 views. Tell me what people are looking for, or tell me what's working about, what is it that people are watching with this search. Okay. So that's what I learned to do from Chris at the last meeting.
Oh,
So that's where I dropped in all of these. You remember the screenshot that I
yeah,
showed you? This
right.
is where it
Yep,
came from. Okay.
I see.
So,
Right.
so there's one for you to try. So in your channel, your analytics, go to trends, throw in your search term, and then go down to the show all of what people are watching. Have a look
Yeah,
at the
right.
videos rather than the shorts. And yeah, look at the more recent ones that are hitting more than 20,000. And there's obviously, there's videos there that should be inspiration for what you're doing.
Yeah, really. I'm
You got any
surprised there
other
was that.
search
Sorry, what?
terms you
Um,
can think of?
well, right now, Book of Revelation, but
Okay.
um,
Let's have a look. Okay. So here are the topics that came up with: Revelation, Book of the Bible, Book of Revelation Bible Study, Book of Revelation Audio Bible, Book of Revelation Explained. All right, we could have a look at those, but these are the ones that Chris has got me looking at. So
okay.
click on videos. And again, we're looking for the stuff that's less than 6 months old. Right, so that's 10 months and that's 7. These are years, 2 years, 3 years.
Well,
Do notice some of these like 4-year ones, 5 years, they get millions of views. Right, here's one.
people are.
That's 2 days. Sorry,
I
what was
guess
that?
that means, even though they're old, people are still watching them.
Well, it
If
got a
that's
lot of
what.
views. Some people might still be watching it. It's a bit
Yeah, I
hard
guess.
to know.
Right.
I'm not seeing. There's a 7-month, 9-month, 5 months, 220 views 5 months ago. Right.
Yeah.
So, and look, yeah, I mean, as your experience has been, people are going to watch this stuff. I mean, have a look at the thumbnails.
Yeah.
So this is where, I mean, these are all AI generated.
So that's another question that actually came up in our conversation was, I remember at one point you saying it's better to have a person's face on the thumbnail. But it seems like AI, a lot of these are mostly are AI
Well, quite
generated
a few
and
of them
successful.
are, aren't they?
So you tending to go back to AI generated, well, yeah, thumbnails
So
like that rather than
at
your
the
face.
moment, I'm experimenting with AI generated thumbnails. So
Oh,
my
see.
most recent videos, following on from starting to use Alan, I have
Hmm.
gone to the AI generated without me on the front.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and again, it's just trying it out. So here's a 2-month-old, 35,000 views. So there's a few of them here. There's not many, actually. It's quite interesting that there's not many. 4 months, 105,000. They're there. They're still there. But not as many as your spiritual healing. I think your spiritual healing one, there were more recent ones, you know. Now, the other place that Chris got me to try was Google Trends.
oh,
So I'll just show you that one now. If I type this in here, is it going to... Can you see Google Trends now?
yep,
Yeah,
I
cool.
can.
So this is another place to try. And so we're going to go, what was the first one? Healing spiritual wounds.
Yeah.
All right. So healing spiritual wounds, search term there, YouTube search. Yeah, YouTube search. Interest over time. There's not a whole lot
No.
there. Hello,
It's
hello.
Liz.
Who's just popped in? Hi, Liz.
Sorry I'm late. I thought I set my alarm, but I woke up and it's not set. So I don't know if I'm like zombie turning it off or something. Like, I don't know.
Ah, gosh.
Good
Well,
morning.
I'm recording anyway, so you'll be able to watch this in after the event once I've uploaded it too. Okay, so look, here's some related topics, yeah? So spirituality topic, healing topic, and wound or disease. Why has this got 100? Let's just click on this and see what it says.
Yeah.
I do this. Spirituality. Interest over time. Now, this is an interesting chart because this is a percentage, okay? So the highest search occurrence of searches was obviously the week of the 10th to the 16th of August, right? The week before hit a 98%. So, the 3rd to the 9th of August. So for some reason in those 2 weeks, it's kind of peaked. But notice that the number of searches, it's always above 75%. It's a common search term.
So what's that a percentage of? Like,
so basically the week with the most searches on it will hit the 100. And then everything else is compared to that. Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
it's going
you're
back a year.
Of 10, okay. So for the past year.
Yeah. The most searches have happened in those 2 weeks.
Right. What happened?
I have no idea why.
Right.
All right. And here's where they're coming from. Most searches come from Benin, which is kind of interesting. It's quite so. Africa seems to be represented there quite significantly, doesn't it? Meaning. So yeah, look, there's lots of data you can find out. So one of the things I'll show you what I did. Psalm 68. You can do it as a search term. Let's have a look. You can do it as a topic. And I found that, so these spikes here are really interesting. What I found out, what I think is happening with these, when you look up a chapter from the Bible, you're actually hitting priests, ministers, and preachers who are researching their sermons.
There must be a lot of you.
Well, no, actually, bear in mind that this one here is 100%. This particular week was when most searches took place for some reason, right? It doesn't tell you actually how many searches there are. This is a thing to remember about this. This is a percentage or a score out of 100 chart. So it doesn't mean that a lot of people are suddenly searching for Psalm 68. It means that for whatever reason, compared to the rest of the year, most people happen to search for Psalm 68 at that point in time.
Well, you could test it, right? Because you could put in the Easter and Christmas stories and
yeah. So do you know what I did? I went with the lectionary. You know the lectionary? Ros, are you familiar with the lectionary?
I'm not. What is that?
Oh, sorry, Ros, you're muted.
Sorry, the dog was barking. Yes, definitely. As soon as I saw that chart, I thought those would be lectionary. Those could be lectionary effect. A lot of Christian preachers, whatever, use the lectionary, which is a list of scriptures, Old and New Testament. And there's actually one that's Swedenborg that has Swedenborg in it too. And it covers off the Bible in a 3-year cycle, so that every sentence of scripture is addressed over 3 years. And that way you can't, as a preacher, you can't avoid the title, the scriptures that you don't like or whatever.
Mm,
And it gives you choices. You know, there's a couple Old Testament and a couple New Testament choices. So those particular weeks, Psalm 68 was possibly in the selections. So why it would come up 3 times in a year, that doesn't seem right.
It actually turns out Psalm 68 was a furphy. I don't know why. I do know why this one here. Well, I think I know why this particular, let me go back to that. This particular one, in that week, there was a group called Psalm 68 Ministries that started up.
Oh.
And so a lot of people searched Psalm 68.
Oh.
It's the only reason I can see for that peak there. So that had me thinking about the lectionary, and I tested it out because one of the things I was looking for was, can I prepare content that's up there and ready to go for people searching those lectionary terms or lectionary,
Scriptures.
so the scriptures, So, and the idea was, my hope was that if you had people leaving church searching a Bible passage because they, were trying to find out about it, then my stuff could come up and be served to them. And here you go. Here's another perspective on this Bible passage. But it turns out that the searches are all in the week before the reading.
Right.
So it's actually the clergy doing their research for what they're about to say on Sunday that's causing the spike, not the people in the pews, if you see what I mean, not doing the search after the event. So that's no good to me. I don't really want to talk to the clergy because they don't really want to talk to me. I want to talk to the people.
Are you sure?
One way of, well,
you can
maybe
help them do their homework.
Yeah, maybe you could. Maybe you might stimulate a lot of anti-Swedenborg sermons. I don't know. But it is one idea. We could. So what I would do then is I would take the lectionary and work kind of a month in advance to produce a video which is addressing one of those readings in that particular week. And have it available the week before. Put it up, published the week before. So people doing the search, suddenly mine pops up. That was one of the ideas. The thing is, for me, that doesn't help me address my target audience.
Yes.
But it might be something you want to pursue, Roz. If you're talking about women, or if you're speaking to women who are preaching on these topics, then perhaps that's one way you could reach out to them, is by taking the lectionary and, as I say, preparing something a month in advance, having it ready to go in the week. So publish it a week before they're due to preach on it. So when they're doing the research, your video comes up.
No,
that would be a really interesting thing to try.
It would be.
As I say, it doesn't suit me and my target audience particularly.
Yeah, you might get a few Exvangelical priests, ministers that are really happy to see what you have to say.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But that would be a pretty small percentage of the number of people that are trying to write sermons. I don't know what the percentage of Exvangelicals are, but
yeah. So look, the Google Trends thing was really interesting to do just from that point of view. As I say, Psalm 68 actually is a furphy because Psalm 68 doesn't turn up in this year's lectionary at all.
At all.
But it led me to that question and analyze when I put in different Bible passages and compared the trends with the lectionary, it showed up pretty clearly.
Wow, look at that.
Is there only ever one? Or, are they all on the same year?
There is
across different churches?
Yeah, there is a common lectionary. Not all churches use it, and some churches use different ones, but there is a common lectionary that is used by a lot of churches, particularly, say, the Catholic Church.
Mhm.
And the Anglicans would use it too.
Okay.
So, yeah, I actually found the name. Let's have a see, just do a quick search.
That's
Lectionary readings.
fascinating. Learn new things all the time.
Yeah, hey, don't you? It's just, yeah. You're seeing my Gemini, I hope, at the moment.
Yep.
Let's go. This was us. And look, I mean, I just got Ellen to say, so this was the start of my plan was, okay, this, I got her to pick out the reading she thought would be most suitable for me to do with my audience.
Oh, right.
Let's go back further a bit and I'll give you the title. See, yeah, see December 2025, Advent Year A. So we're at the end of the lectionary at the moment. It's Year C. But at Advent, it will change over to Year A. Sorry, I'm whizzing past stuff here at the moment. And so what you could do, Ros, potentially is look for those passages you think, or get your AI to suggest those passages that it thinks would most appeal to a woman preaching, or particularly someone with a woman's eye. I mean, get AI to ask you about yourself,
Yes.
and your perspective of things. So, and get it to have a look at the lectionary and see, what's coming up. What is it that would appeal? Right, here it is. There's the name, the Revised Common Lectionary, RCL. Now, if you go search that, this is the one, Vanderbilt University. Okay, so if you go look in there, here's the whole of Year C as a PDF, right?
Mhm.
And that's the year we're currently in at the moment. Okay, and you will hit a huge number of Christian churches across the world, all following the same readings.
Right.
Interesting.
So as I say, if you can prepare yourself a month ahead and have it ready to publish 1 week before someone's got to preach on it, they'll be doing their research that week. And you're going to get people looking for those readings.
Right. Interesting. And whether or not it affects what they preach, we would get the numbers in view. So then the algorithm would say it's a popular topic.
You'd get so then so it's you'd get people searching.
Mm-hmm.
The video would be put in front of them, and then it's a matter of, do they watch? How much do they watch?
Mm-hmm.
How quickly do they swipe away and find something else because it doesn't suit, or whatever else, so
Yeah.
It'd be a good experiment.
It's pretty interesting. I love the idea of being a thought leader of other thought leaders. I feel like that would be a pretty good way to influence if you're going to be an influencer.
Yeah. And to have that window, this is the thing about it, to have a window into, I know what people are going to be searching next month.
Right.
is pretty amazing, really, isn't it? So
pretty cool. Good job.
Something to try anyway. As I say, it doesn't suit me and my audience, unfortunately, but
Good one. Well, thanks, David. I do actually have to go.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to get to bed too. So
you need to get to bed, and I need to take the car to the shop. But
yeah,
I need a cup of coffee.
You go get your coffee. All right, thanks, guys.
Right.
It's been a great chat, and I'll pop it up for people to see too. So
All right.
enjoy your day.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.